Lauren here, and today I'm going to show you how I've been setting up my traveler's notebook lately. I also recently got a new cover for it that I absolutely love that I'm going to review later in this video. A little while ago, JetPens actually sent me this absolutely beautiful Chic Sparrow Mockingbird Deluxe cover in the narrow size, which fits the Traveler's Company regular size inserts. It's become my favorite of all the covers I personally own, and I am completely enamored with it. So this is the setup that I've been using for a while now, and I feel like it really works for me. I use this daily when I'm at home, and I also bring it with me when I travel. And if you're new to Traveler's Notebooks, this will show you one of the reasons why I love this system so much. You can fit several different notebooks and all kinds of supplies just in this one cover, which makes it so much easier to just open it up and start working wherever you are. So first things first, in this front cover here, I have a bunch of supplies that I use when I'm working in my journals. In these top two card size pockets, I actually have samples of lots of different colors of washi tape. And I made these just by wrapping washi tape around actually hotel key cards that I saved from trips that I'd been on. I think I'm gonna do a third one pretty soon because I've been collecting a lot of different colors of washi tape and I wanna make sure that I can keep them with me when I'm traveling. So luckily there is a third card sized pocket here that I can put that in. Of course, the benefit of wrapping washi tape around these little cards instead of just carrying them around on these rolls is that they're flat and you can fit them in these pockets. I would need like an extra bag just to carry around washi tape. And when I'm traveling, I usually only need a couple of inches of washi tape here and there, so I really don't need to bring all these rolls with me every time I go somewhere. It makes it a whole lot easier to keep a lot of different colors of washi tape with me, and the pockets are perfectly suited for this in this journal. In this big pocket in the front, I keep a bunch of journaling cards that I actually bought from a company called In a Creative Bubble. I really like their designs. I think they're so beautiful. I bought them as printables and then I print them out on different colors of cardstock and cut them all out. I'm a particular fan of their travel themed designs. They have all these cute little prompts that I can fill out. So if I'm ever on a trip and I feel like I want to fill out one of those cards, they are all right here and they fit in this extra pocket perfectly. So now for what I keep on the elastic bands in this notebook. There are 4 elastics on the binding of this Chic Sparrow cover, which means that without adding any extra elastics, you can fit 4 notebooks in this book. I'm actually only using 3 of the elastics at the moment, but I really like the thickness of this particular setup, so I've just been keeping it. I actually like to leave one of my elastics open most of the time because whenever I'm going on a trip, I can decide what I want to add for that last notebook. So if I'm going on a trip where I think I might need some work, I can put my work brainstorming insert on that elastic really quickly. If I think I might be going to a lot of restaurants on the trip, I can include my little foodie insert, which just talks about where I've eaten and what I ordered and whether or not I liked it. So yeah, right now that 4th elastic is empty, but I can kind of rotate what I use it for. The first notebook that I have in here is the one that I use most often. It's my daily journaling insert. It's the blank Traveler's Company insert with the white paper. I think it's number 3, and I use these a lot. I've already filled out a bunch of them. I try to write at least a little bit in this every day. If I have a really busy day, I can fill up as much as I want, but I try to at least write one quick little sentence about what I did that day. I like to use a lot of stickers and paste-ins because I love the way these look when they get really thick and full of things. So these are definitely my most used inserts. You might be able to see that I have this little bow up on the top, and that actually is on a paper clip that marks my current page, and it also holds in one of these little writing boards that helps keep the current page stiffer. It makes it a little easier to write on. I've also heard that they're really good for stamping, but I've been really afraid to stamp in my traveler's notebook just because I feel like I always mess them up. On the next elastic, I actually have 2 things. I put the craft paper folder from Traveler's Company, which actually was also gifted to me by JetPens. And this folder is actually wrapped around a plastic zip pouch that I bought from Webster's Pages. In the folder, I like to collect any memorabilia that I haven't used yet in my notebook, so that way when I'm working in my journals, I'm able to flip through here and see what I haven't used yet that I could include on those pages. So I have like ticket stubs and little brochures and other stuff. I keep them in there until I'm ready to journal them onto the pages. And in this plastic pouch, I keep stickers. The front pocket is the one with the zipper on it, so that's where I keep all of my loose stickers and sticker flakes that would definitely get everywhere if I had them in a pocket that was still open. The other pockets in here are open, so I keep sticker sheets and things that are less likely to fall out and get everywhere. I've been decorating my paper inserts with bigger vinyl stickers, so I've been starting to collect those. And then the last insert that I usually keep in here is my travel journal. And on this one, I decorated the cover with some scrapbook paper. I'm not totally happy with the way it turned out. I think that's why I ended up just using stickers after that. But in the front of the journal, I keep a little index of all the places I've been that I've journaled about in here. And then I try to write at least 2 pages about each trip that I go on, but I'm really behind because usually I'm very busy when I'm on the trip, and then I get home and life takes over. I'm catching up with work and stuff like that. So I definitely want to get better about keeping up with this notebook. I'm really happy with the way it looks, and so I wish that I kept up with it a bit more. I have a lot of half-finished ones. I've even reserved pages with post-it notes so that I remember what's supposed to go there when I get a time to work on it. When I do these spreads, I usually film them and put them up on YouTube with footage from the trip. So if you'd like to see any of my travel journaling videos, I'm going to link to those in a card above and in the video description below. So that's it for how I set up the elastics in here. There is a big pocket on the back. Because this is such a nice big pocket, I put any bigger things that don't really fit in the other zip pouch. I always kind of forget that they're back there, but that's okay. And then the pen that I always keep on the pen loop is a Uniball Signo .38 in black, which is my most commonly used pen. But I feel like I can fit so much in this notebook cover, which is one of the reasons why I love it so much. And that's how I set it up. Like I said earlier, this setup is what has been working for me for the longest amount of time, and I sometimes will change it slightly or add in an extra notebook on that remaining elastic, but in general, this is what has been making me the most productive in my journaling, and I think I'm gonna stick with it. So now that I've shown you how I use it, I wanna give you a closer look at this cover because it's just so pretty. It's the Chic Sparrow Mockingbird in the color Blue Jay and the size narrow, and it is the deluxe version. Deluxe version is the one with the stitching and the pen loop and the pockets on the inside. And so just to compare it, this one is not a deluxe edition, so it doesn't have the stitching or any of the pockets on the inside, but it's still really good quality, still has the elastics. This little cover, which I believe is the Pemberley in the color Fern, actually got me into Chic Sparrow in the first place, and so ever since I got this cover, I've had my eye on something like this. Now that I've got this cover, I have experience with both the narrow size and the wider one, which both fit Traveler's Company regular size inserts, but one of them is a little bit wider than the other. And I honestly thought that I would prefer the wider version, but working with this narrow has kind of changed my mind a little bit. This doesn't take up as much space. It still fits just as much stuff in it. The only real difference in the wider width notebooks is that the pen actually fits inside of the notebook when you close it up. At least it does in the Webster's Pages cover that I have. But in this narrow cover, the pen and the pen loops stick out, which I thought would bother me, and it's not the worst thing in the world. I think it ended up being worth it because the notebook itself is not anywhere near as bulky, and I really like it. So one thing that I really love about this cover is just how smart the design is. I've found that this layout of pockets is by far the best for the kinds of things I find myself wanting to carry in my notebook. I use all of these pockets. They're pretty much all full. I don't feel like I need any more, and I don't feel like there are too many and I could use a few less. It's just kind of the right amount for what I need. Because it's real leather, it's very durable and high quality, and it feels so nice. The stitching is really beautiful. It's in white, so it stands out against the blue cover, and I really like the way that stitching looks on Traveler's notebooks. I have high hopes that it will age really beautifully because it is real leather. I talked about this a little bit in my Webster's Pages Traveler's Notebook review, which is that the faux leather I had was not wearing especially well. It wasn't looking as nice as it got older, and I have seen so many incredibly beautiful leather covers that people have been using for years and years, and they just look better and better the longer you have them. And so I'm really excited to see what this looks like the longer I use it. As a result, I want to take it everywhere with me. I want to use it a whole lot, and I don't feel like I'm ruining it by doing that. I feel like it's getting even better. My only complaints about this notebook is that the elastics on the top of the binding are kind of buckling in and pulling on the leather in kind of a weird way. It doesn't do it on the bottom, and I'm not quite sure why that is. I don't think it's because I have too much on it, because I'm not even using that fourth elastic. It's possible that it may just mean that the elastic is a little bit too tight. I do really like how tight all of these inserts are in here, so it's a problem that I can get past. I don't feel like they're going to fall out. They're in here really securely and nicely, and I think that that makes it worth getting past this little issue. The other thing is that I'm still getting used to this style of pen loop, and the Chic Sparrow pen loops are really beautiful and unique looking, but they do stick out. I'm a bit more used to the unobtrusive style of an elastic pen loop that sits right up against the cover and sometimes even stays inside of the cover itself, and so this is something that I am still adjusting to. The only time it really gets in the way is when I'm putting on the elastic. I kind of have to go around the pen because otherwise I feel like it pulls on it and looks kind of funny. And just because I love this cover so much, I feel like it's something worth getting used to. Anyway, I have been completely in love with this cover. I am a Chic Sparrow fan for life now, and I absolutely love it. It has so much personality. I love the blue. I love how smooth this leather is compared to the Pemberley leather, which is a little pebbly. Obviously, if you have different preferences than I do, they have a lot of different leathers to choose from. And yeah, if you are looking into getting a Chic Sparrow Traveler's Notebook cover, a big thumbs up from me. I'm going to put links to the supplies I mentioned in the video description below in case you're interested in checking any of them out. In the comments below, tell me what kinds of things you like to journal about. Do you write about your day, brainstorm creative ideas, take a travel journal on all of your trips? I'd like to make more videos about journaling in the future, so that might give me an idea of what might be most interesting to you. I'd love for you to stick around, so remember to subscribe if you're new here. I've got a lot of videos about journaling and supplies here on my channel, so I'm going to link to a playlist full of them to get you started. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you soon.